Heal, Jimmy. Heal.
Not in town.
Test. Hey, well, that's the truth. Like,
I need more time.
I really want that I go, hey, it's fake. Not a good person. Also, and on the flight, what? I hear her go, what's going on up here? Gina, why you got me off here with this strange haircut? Let's talk about the shit first.
Why was he? I'm gonna text this little back.
Greetings. Hello.
Still.
Oh. That means you're the bait. Yes, she only looks good with makeup on. That is literally 80 fucking percent of Hollywood. Congrats. Dumbasses, like how do they not know? How do they not understand that? People are really that easily tricked. Crazy. Mass Effect 4 trailer? Wait, that's what that was? Wait, no. Transform.
Guess I got a good hit launcher out of it. Alrighty. Alright, I'm out of that match.
You're here. Wait, what the fuck?
I'm not ready yet.
Two minutes. 2 minutes. Dude, they took so much money out of my paycheck. Oh god.
What did you go into another tax bracket?
Oh, dude, I'm getting up there. Holy fuck. That was just, but that was overtime. So I had 97.5 hours for that paycheck. They took 1,200 out. I'm like, dude, they're trying to keep me in the twos.
God damn.
Yeah. Fuck, fuck this shit, man.
I can't
States
wait
is full
to
of shit,
open
dude.
an IT. I have until April, and then I get to say fuck EMS.
Yeah, I wasn't literally
I had
doing
to-
nothing this week.
I had
At
to
the end of the year.
check. Mine is gonna be in cybersecurity, so I don't know what I'll do.
Cybersecurity? Oh, you're gonna. At least you won't have to talk to people. Like, anyone trying to go into IT, look, man. I don't care how good your customer service is. You don't want to talk to these people.
I used to be customer service.
Oh man, sorry. And
Help desk.
oh man.
Mine, I was
Ugh.
with the Coast Guard doing help desk.
Oh, that's even. Yeah, they're wildly
Yeah.
brain dead.
Oh yeah.
But then I. But
I
then.
got to the point where I was just like, bro, just get on Skype, share screen, give control. I'll just
Yeah, I'm just like I'm remoted because talking them through some shit. But like
Yep.
sometimes the shit will be the shit that pissed me off was like there was a day where I should do that for TikTok. I should be like, I'm sure there'll be like a bunch of thousands and thousands of IT people that be like, "Yeah, can we leave?" Like I was talking to this, I was talking to this bitch, and she was talking to tier one, and they're trying to help her. She's like, "Oh, my monitors went off," and I was like, "Okay, did she look at all her connections and make sure everything was good?" It's like tier one's telling me like, "Yeah, she did," and I'm like, "Okay, dude." Did she actually check? And they're like, well, I mean, I guess. And I'm like, no. You can't fucking guess. You have to know for sure because they lie. And so I end up telling this chick, I'm like, hey, you need to check. You need to check all your connections, blah, 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 blah. Stuff like that. And she sounded like she didn't want to do it. And I was like, look, I'm not there. You're going to have to do it. Okay? So you can either check your connections or you can just sit there.
Yeah,
One or the
I
other.
appreciate that.
The way that I used to do mine is I used to tell them like
No.
if there was a connection issue, I would tell them take a picture of the back of your computer
Oh man.
and
Bye.
like yeah.
Yeah, that was even
So
funnier.
they were, I mean, at least the Coast Guard people, they could majorly like manage that much, but like they would call us because so like the division that I was in, it was like in the information security division, but like my help desk, we were for a program called Almus, or it's kind of like if you were in the military, it's kind of like fuck, what is the fucking equation to it? Amos, or is it Amos? No. Um,
Uh,
the inventory tracker that y'all would, or some people would have to go into, and they would manage um, the inventory. But anyway, um,
I know what you're talking about.
Citrix, all that bullshit. But anyway, so this whole program was designed by us for the Coast Guard. Like the entire Coast Guard uses it, and it's a flight maintenance type thing. Aviation, something, logistics, information, blah 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 blah. Management system. It like tracks
That's-
every
It is
single
done.
every single bolt that's on a plane. It tracks the like hours, like down to the milliseconds of like its usage before it
Can't
needs
do
to be
that here.
replaced, that type of thing. And
Okay.
then they do like their pre-flight checks through it. They do all this other bullshit as well as the boats and shit like that.
Right.
Um, but we're the only people that can give them access to this system to be able to use it. Well, when people exchange like different like opbacks or whatever,
Hmm.
their supervisor was required to send their information in
I
on
can
a
break that
access
down.
request form, and the fucking people would try to sign for themselves. They would not have the correct boxes checked. It was like, bro, just read the fucking shit and just check it. It was a digital thing, so it's not
Oh,
even like a paper copy. And I'm just like, like we had fun because we would just reject the shit and be like, meh.
they reject the
So
shit, but like I'm like, dude. Every time someone call in and they're like, oh, it's a VIP, and I'll tell them, I was like, I don't care. I was like, are they the vice president or the CEO of the company calling in? They're like, no, I don't give a shit, man. I'm sorry. I don't give
bruh,
two
I had
shits
to.
about these random ass motherfuckers who think they're important. And then they're like, I was like, if
I
you're
had this
nice to
one
me,
situation.
I'll be nice to you. No problem.
I had a rough situation one time because there was a it was a general that called, and it was late at night because
Of
I
course.
worked like the night shifts.
Of course, he thought he was the
And
most
but
important motherfucker on the planet. Oh, ho, ho,
um,
ho.
so he called because it was a mishap that happened. A plane went down or whatever. And
Mhm.
so whenever that happens, we have to lock um lock the asset basically, so it prevents anybody from being able to access the locked record except for a few people. that have the elevated privileges. Well, that asset, it was already locked by a different person other than me. And he was calling trying to get access to it because he was like the new like security officer or blah blah blah. And I was like, your name's not on this list, so I can't give you access to it without authorization first. And I was like, I can call the person that's on call that can make that decision, but if they tell me no, then my hands are tied. I won't be able to give you access to the system. And he started cussing up a storm. I was like, I'm sorry, sir. It's out of my control. I was like,
I love when they
I'm
are doing
just a
that shit.
messenger.
Yeah, I was like, dude,
And
I
so
don't.
he continued, and I just put him on hold. I was like, I'm done.
Every time when
And
they
then,
start doing that, I just put them, I just mute myself, and I'm like, all right, I'll just wait till he's done. Look at my phone for a little bit. I love doing that
yeah.
to them. It's so fun.
Thankfully, the dude that was in charge actually answered the phone, and he was like, "Yeah, I know who you're talking about. You can give him access. I just haven't updated the list yet." I was like, "Well, that was fucking nice. It should have been done."
Oh, you didn't. Oh, you
So,
dropped the ball. Got it, bro. But I mean, it's like at the same time, it's kind of like I don't like you guys are asking us for stuff that you're like it was like, dude, listen. People calling in, like we had access to a whole bunch of stuff, dude. We were basically like
yeah,
tier 3, and then they started taking access from us because the company that I'm at is growing, and they want to like split things up into different
yep,
teams, so it's only certain people have access to stuff now, things like that. And I'm
yep.
like, hey, so people would. So this was the fun part. So we have a whole separate team for software, right? So a lot of the things that come in
That's
as
how I
Adobe
was
Pro.
with.
Yeah, yeah, because everything is. But like the reason why this is
Yeah,
relevant is because we used to just be able to install stuff for people like right then and there. They're like, "Oh, we need
yeah,
Adobe." I was like, "Yeah, sure, we can install it right now for you." Blah blah blah. I need it for work. I need to get work done and stuff like that. And we understand. You gotta get your stuff done. Your boss is on your ass because you're a shitty worker, and you don't know how to tell your boss that that maybe they need to hold on, or you don't know how to make a better excuse. But that's not my fucking problem. That's your problem. So like now people will call in, and this has been happening for like a little bit over 6 months now. Like, oh, we gotta wait. And I was like, yeah, you gotta send it up to a team. But what they would do is they would put the ticket in, and they call us.
yeah.
Now that team's not on the
Thinking it would
phones.
escalate it.
Oh, 100%. But that team's not on the phone. They're lucky. Pieces of shit, by the way. But they don't have to be on the fucking phone. They don't do shit all day. These motherfuckers are fucking twiddling their thumbs and watching their fucking novellas, soap operas, Grey's Anatomy, whatever the fuck you want to call it. They don't have to be on the phone.
That's why y'all should have change the recording to, if it's a software related issue, please email this email box.
Bro, I'm telling you, these suggestions, well, obviously you don't know, but like, dude, it just blows my mind because
Yeah.
we're giving them the suggestions, bro. There's a whole thing where they're like, oh, we have trouble tracking equipment. I was like, dude, I just came from the military. I can give you 5 fucking DA forms that will tell you how to track equipment, motherfucker. And they just like, whatever, I'll do what I want. I was like, all right, cool, I tried. You guys don't want to fucking listen? Cool, bro. You want to do so? I'm like, so I don't really give a shit anymore. I'm like, you gonna pay me to do nothing? Cool, bro. You can pay me to do nothing. But however, when we're on the phone talking to these people, they're like, oh, well, we need to. And I was like, look, new things can't just call. When did you put the ticket in? They won't be like, oh, they just put it in. I'm like, hey, so go tell them. They have to wait.
Yep.
Crazy, right? I mean, like, dude, what are they supposed to do? Look,
What's
if
y'all's ticketing system?
Snow.
Snow? We haven't used that one. Ours was God damn, it's been so long I forgot what ours was. We used to use a system called Heat. Um then it moved to fuck, it was an online one and they were out of St. Louis, Missouri.
I'll tell you.
Um
Oh, excuse me.
it weren't IBM. It was
IBM.
IOPS. No, it weren't IBM. Fuck. I bet you I can find it. Hang on. Because
But
that's annoying
it's
me now.
it's pretty funny because I love when people like put in the ticket. They'll put high priority, and then I'll just like dump it down to like, oh. and it is so funny. I'm like, dude, you're not important. Low priority. I'm like, who the fuck do you think you are, man? Like, oh my god. Like, I'm super nice to them, but like I said, go ahead, talk to me crazy if you want to. Oh, find out if I'm gonna be helpful or not. But it was always, I thought it was always funny. All in one, they ain't got no sense whatsoever. Um, what else? What else? Day I was trying to. Oh yeah, and like there's like a handful of WebEx admins. Ah man, this lady, she this was the longest call I had today. She was calling me. She's like, "Oh, I'm missing the recording button on my WebEx, blah blah blah." But so one of the
Remedy.
WebEx Remedy. Oh, the Remedy
Remedy.
tickets. Yeah. Damn, you know
GCM
what?
Remedy or whatever.
Yeah, Remedy tickets. Fuck, dude, I do remember. It's been a minute, man. Oh my gosh, like fucking, that's fucking 8 years ago for me, dude. Remedy tickets.
Yeah,
Oof.
I mean, well, yeah, that's about like the same for me.
Yeah.
I was in charge, so even though that they were like handled in St. Louis, Missouri, I was a tier 2 help desk, and then I got put in charge of making like the different like ticketing like tiers basically for our shit, and I was like, bro, why the fuck am I doing this? Like, I'm not a manager.
I'm like, bro, you gonna
But
pay me more? Like sometimes, like now, because of the way they change shit around and they're like expecting stuff. I'm like, bro, you can't do that anymore. You guys want to change the dynamic. Now you want us to do.
yep.
So one, I don't like the fact that we're not able to do a lot of shit anyway. They just opened it up so we can our HR stuff. They're like, oh well, you guys don't need Sec Plus. Oh really? You mean like before? Or security, or CFIO. He's a.
Yeah.
I mean, dude. And here's how much of a retard he is, bro. I didn't know who he was, right? And this motherfucker comes in, and he's looking around. Hey, can someone help me change my password? And I was like, yeah, man, I got you. Trying it on and on. He's not working. Oh. Sure. No, the in right?
The schematic, yeah.
Yeah, you know, environments. Yeah. All right, whatever. Because I had things to do. Like, come over here.
Yeah.
Like, put your password in here, and this like because we can change the password to whatever the fuck. So I was like, here, just do it. Remember, it's 6. I'm gonna find out he's a security. I was appalled, to say the least. That's our security officer. Doesn't know how to fucking put in a password. Okay. Know how to change a password. And this motherfucker was so proud of his phishing button that on Outlook. Oh my god. And he didn't even do it. I'm ass. I was like, it was like, and it was in the Audacity because he's black too. I was like, dude, I felt so annoyed. I was like, dude, are you for real? Oh my god. Who is your friend? Who hired you? My man. You just looking like this. Like just looking like a lost puppy because and I scare people that come into our office because they shouldn't just be walking in our office anyway. Walking looking, I'm like, hey man, what's up? That loud like that, and they freak out, right? Because most of them are like engineers and they're like antisocial, so they freak the fuck out. And I'm like, what do you want? What do you need? Why are you walking through here? He's like, oh, door was open. Yeah, of course the door is open. But what do you want? It's so scary. He's like, oh, ticket. What's your ticket number? It's just fucking. I do that on purpose because I don't want them to walk here. I want them to be afraid to like walk through.
You're done.
What?
You're
Hey.
done. I mean, I understand.
It's,
I get
no,
it.
yeah.
We used to close the door. We used to close our door.
And we need the. Yes, we do the door closed and other stuff.
I mean,
like
ours was a glass door, so it didn't matter. But
yeah, it's because they'll see you in there. But like on the other side is our software engineers and stuff like that. The only
Yeah.
door that's closed is the door, and this idiot that we IT office try to. I hear them putting their like badge by the thing. I look up and I'm like,
Yep.
"Hey man, did you just try to get in the door?" Like, oh, I thought it would work.
y'all have
It's
those,
not
like,
gonna.
little things where it says red. It like will highlight red whenever it says denied.
Yeah, and I looked at him and I was
That's
like,
how ours was.
"Yeah, man, you're not in IT. Stop trying to put your badge on the door, okay?"
We would do that.
Oh, he's like, "Oh, my bad," and I'm like, "I understand. Don't do it, okay? You guys will
We
have
that
access to
shit
your
happen all the
rooms.
time.
You don't have access. None of you in the building have access here. So please stop trying, because it's so weird when they do it. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
I'm just like, just knock on the door, and we will come and open the door. Okay? And I'm
We
like,
had people that
I'm
was trying
literally.
to access.
Everyone else is
That's
so
so good.
fucking up. No, you're good. It's just so funny because they're actual IT, right? Like they're afraid to like kind of like a little assertive and shit like that. And I'm just like, in me, I not weird social at all. Been in the military fucking 10 fucking years. I'm not gonna play this weird game. Just do what you're supposed to do right and don't do weird stuff. And I'm just like, just can't doing this. But I can't get them all. I just get different people. Hey, if you know who you're looking for, then come in and say that, right? Don't just walk in here about you stern talking to you.